Today is kind of a special day because I have to get my tourist visa extended. To do that, I have to take a CNG, the compressed natural gas vehicle, out to the DIP, the Department of Immigration and Passports. And I have to bring all of this with me. My passport, of course, photos, all the forms, which I filled out in advance. And, of course, you've got your whiteout and your scotch tape and glue and all the other things you might need at one of these offices, and they often don't have them there. So I think I'm organized, I think I know what I'm doing, but I've thought that in the past, and things have gone horribly, horribly wrong. Let's see what happens today. Step one is done. I have my survival kit ready to go with all of my documents for my visa extension. Down the stairs. So I have the address of the passport office in Bengali here. So I should be able to show this to a CNG driver, and he should know where to take me. I should point out this is the first time that I've taken a CNG, so it's kind of a notable experience for me here in Dhaka. So a CNG stopped quite quickly. Hello, can you, the Department of Immigration and Passport.
Passport office. Agargaon passport office. Yes.
You know this place?
Yes.
Okay, we'll go. So here we are. Here's my own special door to go in. Oh, this is awesome. I'm in like a little spaceship. It doesn't have reverse, so he has to get out and push us backwards. And he knew a bit of English, so that helped a lot. Close the latch. Must be a big smile on my face, because this is a, you know, for a simple man, this is exciting stuff. And as far as I know, the office is about 10 kilometers away. And depending on the traffic, I mean, that could be anywhere from half an hour to an hour to 2 hours. You know, you really just don't know. I pointed out the cage and the wiring to the driver, and he calls them life support, which is interesting because I guess if you crash, this will save your life. But at the same time, it makes me think of a spaceship, that you have life support systems inside the spaceship. That's what it feels like to me. A funny thing about these CNG is that there's no real hood at the front. I'm used to sitting in a car, and from the dashboard there's another, 8 or 9 feet until you get to the front of the car. So I feel like we're always going to hit something, or that there isn't enough room. But in fact, when you're looking at the dashboard there, it just drops straight down. Bit of an impatient bus driver back there. He's really laying on the horn. I have no idea how the pricing works on these things. I talked to the clerk at my hotel the other day about going to the passport office by CNG, and he said it would cost around 300 Dhaka. And when I came out and talked to this driver, he quoted me 400, and I just said, okay, I'm not a big bargainer when it comes to prices. If it's within the range of what I think is acceptable, I just let it go. And And I noticed that they do have kind of a meter at the front, and you know, it's actually running for this ride, and it's up to like 48.5. That could be Dhaka, I don't know. In New Dhaka now, and as you can see, we've picked up a lot of speed. We're really moving, so it shouldn't knock on life support. Knock on life support. It shouldn't take us that long to get to the passport office. We're even going up an overpass. I doubt many rickshaws could make it up here. Now we're really moving. We're up on the highway system. And I was so interested in all the sights around me, I forgot to check Google Maps, but I just pulled it up now. The greatest tool known to the modern traveler, and based on Google Maps, we're heading in the right direction. So everything's firing on all cylinders right now. And there's the steering wheel for the CNG. And I noticed that he is changing gears as he goes. The handle on the left seems to be a clutch, but I don't know how he's changing the gear, whether they're foot pedals or anything like that. I haven't seen the controls yet. But it looks like a very, very cool little device. I can see how the excitement of your first CNG ride can wear off pretty quickly when you're stuck in traffic like this for a long, long time and just breathing in all the exhaust fumes from all around you. We were in one traffic jam in front of a red light, an intersection there, and then we finally made it to the front and turned right, and we ran dead into another huge traffic jam. And it's eerily quiet here because everyone has turned off their engines, so there's no sound at all, and there's no reason at all to honk the horn, so nobody's honking their horn. Almost there. We've just got 1 kilometer to go. Well, there goes my driver. I was hoping to have a little goodbye moment and chat with him, take a picture together, but we got here in front of the passport office, and the local security guys were like beating on the walls as hard as they could with their fist just to get him out of here. So here is the passport office, and it's 10 to 10. I'd usually like to get here a little bit earlier than that, but things just got out of control this morning. I was moving slow. So let's go see if we can get in there and get our visa extension. I don't have a lot of hope for some reason. I'm not feeling optimistic, but maybe my feelings are wrong. Well, it turns out that was the wrong building. I tried to go in there and they said I had to go to the next building. So it's 1 o'clock in the afternoon and I've come out of the immigration office and I think I was successful. I'm not entirely sure. But just to back up a little bit, that seems to be the main immigration office where people go from Bangladesh to get their passports and everything. That's where I went first, but I was told to go to the next building, which is actually this one. And that is the sign for the building where I have to go in to get my tourist visa extended, and aid workers that are here working with NGOs, they have to get their visas here, student visas. Any foreigner basically has to go here, up to the 5th floor. Once I got to the 5th floor, I had to go to a little machine and take what they call a token, which is really just a piece of paper with a number on it. I'll stick in a picture of it right here. And my number was F10, and that number F10 is really important because it gets attached to your documents. And as you go from window to window to window to follow the process, they have electronic signs up there that call your number. So F10, go to counter 1, and you do something there. Then F10, go to counter 2, do something there, and on and on. So don't lose your token. The fee for my 30-day tourist visa extension came to $75 Canadian. It turns out that every nationality has a different fee, and you can look it up online. So for Canadians, it's $75 Canadian. You have to pay in local currency, the Dhaka. Americans, I noticed, have to pay $160 US for a 30-day extension. So it's a lot more than Canadians have to pay. The one wrinkle in this whole system, and it's a pretty big wrinkle as far as I'm concerned, is that I'm applying for a 30-day extension. I'm just applying for it. I don't have it yet. And after I went through the entire process of filling out all the forms, I paid the fees, handed in all my documents, they told me to come back on January 10th to pick up my extension. But January 10th is actually 30 days from now. So I'll essentially be in Bangladesh for several weeks without any kind of a valid tourist visa, which makes no sense at all because, as I said, technically, I just applied for the extension. They haven't said yes or no yet. So technically, when I come back on January 10th, they could say, no, your application was denied. And if my application was denied, by that point, I'll have been in Bangladesh illegally for 4 weeks. So the whole thing makes no sense at all. But I do have a piece of paper, and I get to come back here and get my visa extension in theory. But I basically, I'm going to be living in fear for 30 days that something is wrong. And when I come back here to get my extension, everything's going to blow up. Here we are, back inside another CNG on my way back to the Al Rajak Hotel. For the fare, we're just basing it on the meter this time. I asked him how much it would cost, and he just said, we'll use the meter. That's fine with me. We'll see how that works out. There goes my CNG. And that's my hotel, by the way. That's the Al Razak restaurant. And then my hotel is here, up above. Here we are back at the Al Rajak Hotel. Feels like I left here about 1,000 years ago.
Bonus question from the last video. What are these boys making? Answer: they are making rubber discs. I have no idea what the discs are for.
Bonus question, what is that sound? Put your answer in the comments below.